To this day.
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 A little bit.
Yeah, he's really having his way. I said years ago.
And to be fair, who isn't he having his way against?
Well, he never had his way against Deontay Wilder. He's never had his way against Deontay Wilder, the hardest puncher in the history of the sport. And 2025 is coming up, so we'll see how things go.
What's your vision of how that fight plays out? I know you'd have a game plan you'd want to cook up, and I know you won't give too much away. But when you see that fight, what's your vision of how things play?
Well, first of all, what you can't do is play the boxing game with him. But you also, it's like a medium happy. You can't think because you're big, you're just ready to go in there and impose yourself. You got to be, I wouldn't say in a 50-50, but if you're a bigger man, you got to be in a 70-30 with him. You have to be in a 70-30 position where you're always in a position to punch. Your mannerisms is always good. After he get his off, if you're not going to punch right back, at least your mannerisms have to be on point. And you have to keep in mind, if you're not hurting him, he's going to continue to walk to you.
No.
So you got to be in it for the marathon, the way how he is. Even if you're a knockout artist, you have to be thinking for the long run, not the short run. Because if you're thinking for the short run and that don't work out, he's a nightmare when he gets you in the long run distance.
Yeah. How is Deontay?
Oh, he's good, man. Yeah, highly blessed, man. He's good. Had a couple surgeries, recovering now. He's very, very well, man. And
as hungry as ever? Because I know there was, and this is, you know, I guess kind of paper talk, a lot of talk that he might want to pack it in. He's made a lot of money. He's been a world champion, but the hunger still burns inside Deontay.
Listen, coming from where he come from, doing the things that he's done, earning the revenue that he's earned, is he the same hungry guy that we've seen that first 2-3 years? Probably not. He found different motivations. He found different inspiration and things that motivate him and things like that. But what I'm more happy about is what he came in this game for, he got. He's extremely healthy. He got out alive. The revenue was high up. And if he want to continue this, like I know that he do, because fighting is in his heart, like I said, 2025 is about to be a big year for him. He has tons of options. Even though you guys haven't seen him since we last took that loss, he still has tons of options because he's big-time boxing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's one of the most, if not the most exciting heavyweight of this era.
Yeah.
And those are the words of Malik Scott. And Malik Scott has put his bid in for Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. You know, he's like, hey, Usyk hasn't had his way against Wilder yet. And I say this. I know people look at Malik Scott as reaching. I think Malik Scott is just simply doing his job. Malik Scott is very verbal. He's a very articulate-minded trainer / former fighter that knows boxing, but he also knows how to sell his fighter. That's all he's doing, you know. But at the same time, he's telling the truth. I mean, that's a fight we've never seen. The only problem is Wilder's stock has dropped since he hasn't beat these other guys. Parker, Zhang, you know, he hasn't beat these guys, okay? And since he hasn't done that, coming back into the sport, people are looking at him like, you know, that's all a part of your stock dropping. People don't look at you the same. You look at the comments. Like, let's take a look at these comments here, okay? Let's just take a look at these comments. All right, Usyk would destroy Wilder in 1 round. Okay, that was, you know, Wilder would look like a pub fighter against Usyk swinging with hitting oxygen. Usyk would give Wilder brain damage. Stop playing, mate. You're going to get hurt. Embarrassing think that Wilder could beat Usyk. Fury destroyed Wilder 3 times. Yes, 3 times. So how would Wilder beat Usyk? See, these are... Fell out of my chair laughing at this headline. I haven't got got back in my chair yet. Now listen. Based on these I just sent you on, you know, these guys. Could Wilder beat Usyk? No. I think Wilder doesn't beat anyone. He knocks you out, therefore he wins. But can he beat you? Can he outpoint you? No, he's not an outpointer. He never was. So the question would be, can Wilder, now here's the question you should ask yourself. And this is what people are not understanding. They're like, oh man, he beat Fury, you know, and then Fury beat him. How could that possibly happen? It's not triangle theology. Okay, that does not work in boxing. That has to be coming from a casual that thinks that way. That's like, okay, Muhammad Ali got beat by Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier got destroyed by George Foreman. So Muhammad Ali has no business ever wanting to beat George Foreman if that was true. You see where I'm coming from? Do you see if that makes sense? But what happened to Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in 8 rounds. Whereas he got beat by Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier got destroyed by George Foreman, and George Foreman got knocked out by Ali. That's how it works. The styles of these fighters work, okay? They're their own energy. That's their own dance. It has nothing to do with anybody else's dance at that time. One fight at a time we look at. So here's the weird thing. Someone that's a southpaw in a southpaw stance taking on someone that is known to knock you out with one shot or hurt you or drop you with one shot is probably one of those guys that more than likely has the best chance of doing that for 12 rounds. That's if Wilder doesn't get knocked out, and that's if Wilder isn't chinny. Okay, that's how it works. That's the equation. Can Usyk accumulate that many blows on, or enough blows on Deontay Wilder to get him out of there? Because, yeah, we all know Wilder can get hit. He can be hurt. Tyson Fury hurt him. Zhang hurt him. Parker hurt him. A lot of people hurt him. Okay, so Luis Ortiz hurt him. A lot of people has hurt Wilder, but does and can Usyk get that accumulation of punches to hurt and take out Wilder before Wilder lands that shot? That's the equation. And that's no bias. That's just reality. So despite all the comments you see here, what we're really looking at is that. Okay, that's if what Zhilei Zhang said was true, because he did say 2 different things. He said, first, I didn't feel the power. I didn't feel the power. Then he said, I did feel it, but I just, took it because I'm so tough. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if that's the case. Joseph Parker, he never really hit Joseph Parker, and I just showed you, Now, here's a fair thing to say. You could say, well, if Joseph Parker had the skills to avoid the right hand, Oleksandr Usyk should. And that statement would make sense, okay? Because that's a logical statement with someone that's actually thinking about strategy in boxing, besides thinking about bullshit triangle theories. But you guys tell me what you think of Malik Scott stating that Usyk hasn't handled Deontay Wilder yet. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.